So, I feel like a lot of people get this thing wrong about confidence. Confidence is not something you can fake. Confidence is not something you can achieve, but confidence is something that you have to build. You have to realize that in order to build confidence, you have to do. And what I mean by that is, let's start with an example. There was something that I was very scared to do. I would shake when I would think about it, and I would absolutely do anything in my power so that I don't have to do that thing. But this particular thing was something that I just couldn't move past. I had to do it. So I would wake up every morning early and I would listen to TED Talks. I would try to motivate myself to do these things. But you have to understand that this is not where the confidence is going to come from. Confidence is going to come from the fact that you actually did it. And you have to understand that failing is so important to build confidence. I feel like a lot of people just don't give failing as much credit as it deserves. Everyone views failing as something negative, but you have to understand that failing means that you are doing something that you are not good at. Regardless of the fact that you are not good at it, you are doing it. And I think that's a very uh, good and a winning situation. You have to understand that once you fail, you will learn something from it. If you're doing something, maybe you'll fail twice, thrice, but by the time you are on your fourth time, you will start to be better. And that is when your confidence will come. Confidence comes from the fact that I have done this thing before. I know how to do it. Confidence doesn't come from the fact, oh, I will do it. No, it only comes from the fact that I have done it before. I can navigate my way through these things, and I have. That is where the confidence comes from. You have to understand this. Everyone that you've heard talk about confidence has said that confidence is a mindset, and that is very, very true. I had a friend who was not viewed as ideally pretty, but I thought that she was so pretty, and the reason for that was how she carried herself, how she talked about herself, and how she talked to others. That is where the beauty comes from. Beauty is not something that is your facial value, it is something that you portray yourself as to be. I have never seen someone who I thought was ugly. So you have to see that no one is ugly. If you have some imperfections, you have to understand that no one sees those imperfections as big as you think they are. And of course, if there are imperfections that you absolutely hate, you cannot not think about them. And if they are something that you can change, then you should. For example, I had very misaligned teeth, and that was something that made me so underconfident, so I got braces. But you have to understand that beauty is not something that is materialistic, and I feel like the beauty that we carry on our faces today is materialistic, because beauty is not a long concept. Beauty vanishes, beauty fades, and what stays for people is the calmness, the kindness, and the integrity we have. Confidence is not loud. If someone is quiet and someone prefers keeping to themselves and is not boastful about their accomplishments, that does not mean that that person isn't confident. Sometimes confidence comes from the fact that I know who I am secure in what I do. This is confidence. You have to work on yourselves, you have to get to know yourself, and when you start getting to know yourself, you sort of connect with yourself, and that connectivity brings confidence, because I know who I am, and I know the way, and I know what makes me act the way that I do. All of this will bring you so much peace. And confidence, as I mentioned in the first point, also comes from doing. But there was this principal I used to have in my school. One time we were in assembly, and she said that you guys think so much of yourselves. Who even are you? And that is something that made me really stop and think. That was the best thing that I have ever heard come out of her mouth. And you have to understand that, who am I? What even am I? These are very essential questions. As long as you are not something, you will never be confident. You have to have something going on for you. Until and unless you do not have something going on for you, you will not be happy for yourself, and you will not be happy for others. You can have any hobby, you can be pursuing any degree, you can be doing any job, you can be just focusing on becoming a better person, anything. It does not have to be a macro habit. It can even be a micro habit. For example, I am proud of the fact that I work out every day, and that gives me confidence. So you have to build your identity in such a way that it gives you confidence. Competition is the worst thing you can do to yourself. You have to understand this, that there will always be someone who is going to have more than you. If it's not about money, it's about beauty. If it's not about beauty, it's about people. So there will always be someone that has more than you. You have to feel comfortable, secure, and satisfied in what you have. And when you do that, you'll not feel the need to compare yourselves to others. And when you are not comparing yourselves to others, you realize that the only competition is you. It's about you. It's about who I am as a person, and not about who someone else is as a person. And when you start thinking that way, you'll be confident.